डायरेक्ट लाइव।
Ciao
What is
ciao.
up?
चाओ एवरीवन, कैसे हो यार? सो आई थिंक ये मतलब एक वीकेंड पे अजय भाई रेफरिंग एरर्स होते हैं और दूसरे वीकेंड पे मतलब वी गेट टू सी दीज हाई स्कोर लाइंस इन द लीग थैंक्स टू मतलब डिफेंसिव एरर्स, नॉट जस्ट इंटर यूवे पर ऑफ कोर्स आपके चैनल पे तो आप करने वाले हो बाद में लाइव विद द फियोरेंटीना रोमा गेम। पर यार आई थिंक
बिन देयर वो अजय बोलेगा यार, मतलब इट्स जस्ट कल का दुख नहीं है मेरे को. एंड समटाइम्स अजय, आई रेड अ ट्वीट
Yeah.
2 months ago, like a month ago or something, where one Real Madrid fan on Twitter was talking about what a struggle it is to be a Real Madrid fan. I was like, भाई साहब, आपको तो जो
Struggle.
लग्जरी है ना
ये रियल मैड्रिड, मैन यूनाइटेड फैन, चेल्सी फैन जब स्ट्रगल बात करते हैं ना, वो अनन्या पांडे का इंटरव्यू याद आता है. वी हैड टू स्ट्रगल सो मच एंड वी आर लाइक भाई जहाँ से तुम्हारा मतलब स्ट्रगल शुरू होता है वहां पे तो हम लोग मतलब वी डोंट इवन स्टार्ट ओवर देयर यार.
Yeah, man.
But before we get into things, चिंतन भाई, आपके लिए तो मजे, बिकॉज आपका तो गेम ही नहीं था. आप और योगेश को तो टेंशन नहीं है, उसको क्या है, बाकी सब खेले, पॉइंट्स ड्रॉप करे, मैं पीछे बैठ के हंसू. आपका गेम तो कैंसिल, पोस्टपोन हो गया, नॉट कैंसिल. आपको कैसा लगा वो रिलैक्सिंग वीकेंड फॉर यू?
इतना स्ट्रेस फ्री वीकेंड कभी देखा नहीं था बहुत टाइम के बाद यार. देयर इज नो स्ट्रेस आल्सो कि यार क्या होगा, लाइनअप कौन खेलेगा, ये सस्पेंडेड है, अबे कुछ नहीं. एटलीस्ट सबसे ज्यादा ना जो रिलीफ था ना, बिकॉज ऑफ द पैक शेड्यूल, आई वाज लाइक वाओ, व्हाट अ ब्रेक फॉर ऑल द प्लेयर्स. एनीवेज है 12-13 प्लेयर्स, चुने हुए 12-13 प्लेयर्स जो खेलने वाले हैं 20 दिन में 7 गेम, वही 12 प्लेयर्स खेलने वाले हैं. एंड आई वाज थिंकिंग, जब रेड कार्ड थियो को मिला, चलो बुरा लगा, लेकिन फर्स्ट थॉट व्हिच केम टू माय हेड अजय वाज वाओ, ही इज गोना गेट अ ब्रेक नाउ, because Theo is Theo and Tijani both are regular international players also. So ऐसा नहीं कि वो लोग, so what a relaxing. And plus मैच लगा के मैं तो ऐसा एक बाजू आर्सेनल लिवरपूल चालू था, एक बाजू यूवे इंटर था, एंड आई वाज लाइक बीच में पॉपकॉर्न वाला, ऐसे दोनों बाजू देखते हैं. But what a game, couldn't keep my eyes off. I didn't even look on the other side. Was such an intriguing game. I don't remember seeing such an intriguing, like as in ऐसा लग रहा है कि कोई भी स्कोर कर सकता है, regardless of who's playing well, who's playing badly. अजय, the form was out of the window. क्या बोल रहा है अजय?
Yep, absolutely, man. I mean, crazy match. This was a proper Serie A kind of advert to अगर करना है Serie A. And मुझे काफी actually messages आए कि भाई हम लोग लिवरपूल आर्सेनल से स्विच करके we are also watching Inter UAE.
Yeah, I did get that as well.
Which is a good sign, because
वही नोट पे आई थिंक हमें वॉच अलोंग करना चाहिए था अजय भाई. we obviously thought कि obviously because of the Liverpool game. But let me first see who's in the house before we break down the game. यार Rio, so nice to have you. यार Ballon d'Or का न्यूज़ देखा है यार. एक तो यार वो अलग ही चीज़ है, वो मतलब we'll maybe take it towards the end because it's quite tiring to be honest. वो award ये मतलब अलग ही चीज़ है. We are so bad at defending and Sommer has to step it up. He could have done better for both. Yildiz Guzel, star this comment Rajat because we have not started discussing the game yet. Chico was troubling. हाँ ये भी मैं star कर देता हूँ Rio Asu. Nice to have you, Dr. A. Second best game I've ever watched after the 2022 World Cup final. Wow. Quite a statement. Mihir, nice to have you. Anirudh, I think you're new to the channel. मतलब at least unless you've changed your username. So भाई please subscribe कर लो यार. जैसे बैनर पे दिख रहा है, प्लीज लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द स्ट्रीम एंड स्प्रेड इट. और अगर ट्यून इन नहीं किया किसी ने तो उनको बता दो यार. लेट मी सी जस्ट अ फ्यू मोर कमेंट्स. यार ये अलग ही इशू, ही इज ऑलरेडी सेड ही इज नॉट लीविंग अनलेस समथिंग एकदम कुछ ड्रास्टिक हो जाए. वो नहीं जाने वाला एकदम, लाइक सम बिग चेंज ऑफ इवेंट्स. यार there's a conspiracy. Yeah, let's not get into all that. On the channel we don't get into conspiracy theories and all. We don't do all that.
बस एक ही आदमी का conspiracy है, वो योगेश. ये योगेश की conspiracy है बस.
YDL. The only conspiracy is that whenever Yogesh goes missing, Napoli completes the signing of at least 1 to 2 players. बस वही है conspiracy, और कोई conspiracy नहीं है. Yeah, by United fans, I guess so, but I hate Bologna. I hope your prediction comes true. They get relegated. देख भाई, तू क्लब को नहीं बोल सकता, वो मतलब that's whole another controversial topic. We'll touch upon it at the end. थोड़ा चिंतन और मेरे भाई, चिंतन भाई के और मेरे भाई इस पे ओपिनियंस थोड़े डिफर होते हैं, but that's a matter of opinion. There is nothing wrong with it. Ravi says hi. Adrian Silva, Ajay still in ये मतलब अजय भाई ने तो आज 3 शॉर्ट अपलोड कर दिया उस नोट पे, राइट? आज देखा
और लाइव बात करेंगे, इसके बाद में बात करेंगे अपन।
एग्जैक्टली ऑन हिज चैनल।
वो द माइक इज योर्स, ऐसा द माइक इज योर्स 20 मिनट्स
को
तुम लोग ने सब ने शंकर महादेवन का ब्रेथलेस गाना सुना है 3 मिनट का, 30 मिनट का रैंट ब्रेथलेस सुनना अजय का।
हाँ वो तो होने वाला है आज, मतलब रैंट टू बी फेयर यू विल आल्सो, अगर आज कोई यूए रैप मितुल शायद आ जाएगा, बिकॉज़ आई एम श्योर ही विल आल्सो हैव थिंग्स टू से अबाउट द गेम लाइक मी, बिकॉज़ आई वाज आल्सो नॉट हैप्पी, क्योंकि कल अगेन आई विल गेट टू दिस इंसिडेंट इन अ बिट व्हेन वी स्टार्ट डिस्कसिंग द गेम। आई वाज ऑलमोस्ट रेडी टू ट्रोल परम भाई, यिल्डिज हैट्रिक कर लेता। अरे ऐसे तो मैं भी बोल दूं भाई कि हम लोग 5 या 6 टू ऊपर होने चाहिए थे ड्यूरिंग दैट 15 मिनट स्पेल। इट्स द सेम थिंग, आइदर टीम कुड हैव वन, and I will show bits and pieces about the game later. I'm here just for 5-1 discussion. वो अजय भाई के चैनल पे भी जाएंगे भाई
10:30 बजे को।
Ranieri to Roma. I saw obviously premature links and unreliable reports of Mancini to Roma. वो हो गया ना भाई, ultimate hate watch. I will be there, चिंतन। I will be there, man.
Stadium जाएंगे यार,
stadium जाएंगे। I mean, I can see Roma getting finishing 15th, I guess, in that case. AS Roma stands for Ajay भाई के आंसू। अरे बाप रे, ये तो अलग ही। Zielinski was good as a regista. I will come to that Rio आंसू, ये भी स्टार कर लेता हूँ चलो, because Zielinski I have a talking point. Chintan भाई यार, Ajay भाई, you guys take over, since I mean I'll be one of the persons giving a perspective.
Yeah, we'll wait for actually आ जाएगा मितुल तब तक यार। Before you were very deeply invested in the game परम। मैं पहले अजय से ही पूछता हूँ यार, as a neutral, you know, ऐसे when you are not invested in the game, अजय कितना मजा आता है ऐसे, especially to watch a game where you know you at one moment I thought Inter were doing better, Juventus scored, you know, Juventus doing better, Inter go against the run of play and do it. So yeah, Ajay, your initial thoughts, first of all, two things: did you expect this score line? Secondly, did you expect the game to be so fast paced?
The answer to both your questions are no. Because traditionally Derby d'Italia games are so well fought, and you know no one wants to give an inch, right? So it is a very tactical battle. It's a very chess game like kind of battle, and you have got Thiago Motta, you have Inzaghi. So you were expecting कि भाई मतलब both teams are going to make it very cagey, and it's going to be a good encounter, no doubt. But maybe not, you know, for the ones who like fast-paced football and goals and everything. But boy, were we proven wrong, यार। क्या हुआ था दोनों टीम में? And भाई साहब, it was swinging, like, you know, it was literally the momentum was going Inter's way first, and then Juve got back into it. Then for a while you thought कि भाई Juve are now in the driving seat. Then Inter came back, you know, to it. It was just going back and forth. So as a neutral, superb game, and such में this had to be like the perfect advert for Serie A. मतलब इससे ज्यादा आप Serie A को प्रमोट नहीं कर सकते। This game was just crazy, calcio heritage.
Yeah, perfect. You know, it was as you said, probably this season, Ajay, you can probably say best game in all the top 5 leagues. I think this was probably the best game. You had penalty drama, you had bloopers, जो बोल सकते हैं, you know, and you had fantastic goals, you know. So you know we had everything, you know. Probably स्क्रैप में सीधा मेरे कब से मैं बोल रहा था यार 5-5 चाहिए और 1-2 रेड कार्ड चाहिए, वही बस बाकी रह गया था। वो हो जाता यार। परम, आई कम टू यू नाउ यार। परम, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, how was the heart 90 minutes के बाद? First of all, how were your palpitations? First question, when the match was over, did you as a fan, like of course being so invested in the game, did you realize that 90 minutes खत्म हो गए गेम के? And yeah, मतलब कैसा था? How were your heartbeats? Like forget the game and like my God, your initial thoughts, of course, as you know, your initial thought is why? How did we not win the game? Did you win in the towards the end of the game? Were you like, phew, we did not lose this game also?
Yeah, you can say either way. Now, look, tension तो ऐसा नहीं था. I was a bit more infuriated with the defending because मतलब basic errors even on the first goal, as Dr. A said, 2 penalties उन्होंने charity के लिए दिया, first goal हमने भी charity के लिए दिया. मतलब जो space McKennie को दी वो तो मतलब उधर कोई था ही नहीं defending के लिए. And I will show the screenshots. I was blaming De Vrij for it, but I saw it again. De Vrij was shouting at Zielinski to mark McKennie. उस पे चिल्ला रहा था. He was telling him with his arm as well कि भाई जाके mark कर. And this is as good as Zielinski has been. I understand थोड़ा injury हुआ है, but 2 बड़े गेम में उसने 2 एरर्स किए आपके अगेंस्ट. He did not cover that passing lane from which you got a free kick, which you scored the winner in the Derby della Madonnina. This game, he failed to mark McKennie. They scored the equalizer. So it's very clear that Zielinski को continuity अभी तक नहीं मिले, but he has to quickly learn the defensive phase of this team. We have known that Zielinski वैसा टाइप का प्लेयर नहीं है, तो उधर एक एरर था. तो वो I was generally not happy. Look, I was not tensed at any moment per se. I was confident कि we would get something out of the game because at the end of the day आपने वो 15 मिनट का स्पेल जो बोला, मोर्टा ने खुद गेम के बाद एडमिट किया कि there was a phase at the end we could have won, but when Inter had that 15-minute phase, this is what he said, that Inter could have scored a lot of goals. Those are his words. So he admits it to my assessment and to what we discussed on the group as well. So मेरे हिसाब से वो 5-2 मतलब लाउतारो का चांस, Dumfries slipping when he has to tap in the ball, like don't even get me started. De Vrij मतलब I think उसको नेदरलैंड्स के क्रिकेट टीम में ऑडिशन करना होगा क्या पता नहीं. पॉइंट ब्लैंक रेंज से 6 मार दिया उसने. Lautaro missing his header. There was one more chance with it. Yeah, there were a lot of chances basically for us to make it 5-2, and I think
especially those corners where Juventus were getting was very worrisome because every corner looked like something would happen.
Exactly. And sorry, उसमें एक तो मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा, दी ग्रेगोरियो ने 2 टॉप सेव किए, वो तो मैं डिनाई नहीं करूंगा ऑफ कोर्स. बरेला मतलब he was running through that midfield and I'm like pass the ball or at least shoot, कुछ नहीं किया, वेस्ट कर दिया एक्शन. So I was very pissed off कि ये मुझे 21-22 की याद दिला रहे सीजन की, फर्स्ट सीजन सिमोने की, wherein we used to create a lot of high quality chances but we used to miss those chances and then we used to concede a lot of goals. It's exactly reminding me of this. And आपने देख लिया, अगर आप XGB स्टैट्स पे देखोगे, इंटर हैज अ XG of +3+, whereas Juventus has an XG of 1+. दोनों के पास चांसेस थे but we had the more high quality chances. So I was very angry, understandably so, क्योंकि हाथ का गेम है. देखो क्रेडिट जहाँ है वहाँ दूंगा मैं. Obviously Kenan Yildiz changed the game. He made sure Dumfries and Bisek panicked towards the end. He did that. But at the end of the day हाथ का गेम गवा दिया हमने. It's as simple as that. You had a 4-2 lead which you cannot be squandering. Why do you have a need to overload Juventus's half when you don't need to? 2 गोल का लीड है भाई. जो रोमा के अगेंस्ट किया, have you seen that video where Simone Inzaghi was shouting? अजय भाई ने देखा होगा, Inter 5-4-1 ऐसे करके कोरिया पे चला था. I was like, go 5-4-1. Why just sit back? I'm sure you can defend even with Chico and Kenan playing. पक्का कर लेंगे defend. But I don't know, for some reason we were overloading, gaps रख रहे थे. Kenan Yildiz जैसा ये होगा ड्रिबलर तो क्या होने वाला है? आप देखें ना Kenan Yildiz को कल. So we'll come to the breakdown, but I was very pissed off. I'm still angry because ये एक फालतू के points गए. So
yeah. By the way, just Ronak, thanks a ton for your contribution. It's a good comment, man. I was watching this game with my dad yesterday. He told me, you PL bums just see. His father's generation used to see these type of thrilling games almost every week in the 90s and early 2000s.
Your father, by the way, first of all, I would like to tell you, your father has fantastic taste.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Your father knows football. Please watch more games with him and he'll tell you what plethora of games you used to see like this. Yeah. So great. Yeah. Your father is a great choice. Please watch a lot of games with your father.
Yeah, and thank you, Ronak. ये तो हमारा पहला donation हो जाता है actually, चिंतन भाई. So appreciate it. Again, we don't force anyone. It's only a gesture of goodwill. If you want to give, ऐसा कोई नहीं, हम लोग फिर भी comments ले लेते. And yeah, I mean, your father is a man of culture for sure. मतलब क्या ही choice ले. That comment is मतलब epic. I'm sorry, I have nothing against the PL, but that comment is epic, and I can only say that.
So even the PL games back then used to be a lot of fun. Chintan, you would know, like, you know, not even bade games, I would say Blackburn, Bolton.
Yeah.
Those games were a lot of fun.
Big Sam games were always fun to watch, यार. You know, I used to like Wenger versus Big Sam because मेरे को पता है Arsene Wenger रोने वाला है after the game because Big Sam was his kryptonite, yeah. But you know, Ajay, getting back to this game, you know, I need to ask you this question because as an opposition of seeing Inter dominate for a while now, Ajay, was it surprising for you 4-2 up जैसे परम बोला, and you expect Inter, and मैंने भी group में लिखा था, you expect Inter to finish such games off. You know, sit back, chill, pass the ball around, you know, and I was wondering, and they know Juventus have pacey wingers, pacey players. Morta ने just subs किए थे. यार अजय थोड़ा surprising है मेरे को. I was stunned by how इतना overload कर रहे थे. Ajay, one basic simple question for you. Was it inexperienced बोल सकते because Hakan was not there and you could see visibly Barella was tired. Yeah, were you surprised by this approach? I was so shocked. Second half में क्या हुआ?
यार Chintan, I would also want to give credit to Juve where it's due. I think Thiago Motta was very brave
Yeah.
in kind of, that second half approach, and Kenan Yildiz is him. I mean, for a guy who is obviously, Arda Güler gets a lot of attention from the media because he plays for Real Madrid and everything. This guy, obviously a Turkish talent as well. Where's the number 10 at Juve? You know how sacred the number 10 is with all Italian clubs.
Of
We
course.
don't give, just make a suddenly yaad aaya ki William Gallas was wearing the number 10 at Arsenal. We don't do that in Italy. Italy में होता नहीं है. So Juve को वो मतलब they had faith in him, and I think this is the new Juve, and I think Juve fans will be very happy that वो जो transition था उनका from Allegri haram ball to this Motta ball, despite getting a point away from home. I think for them they would be happier amongst both the sides. I think Inter would feel that definitely 2 points dropped, whereas Juve a point gained, and I think in the balance of how the game went, a draw would have been the fair result. But the manner in which Juve did earn the draw was like really good for them. And for Inter and Inzaghi, it just opens up those question marks again. कि भाई, how do we close out games? Because कि बहुत सारे games आने वाले हैं. And you will lose players to injury and everything. So how do you cope up with that, and how do you close games? Like Param mentioned, against Roma, they were perfect in closing out the game, and getting those 3 points away from home. They're 1-0. They were very secure. But in this game, they kind of overcooked it a bit, and kudos to Juve and Yildiz, man, for just smelling that opportunity and getting those 2 goals and getting a point away.
Yeah, Param, first of all, I know how hyper you are, like, at pissed off at certain avoidable mistakes, you can say. And of course, very avoidable mistakes. But, if you, of course, talk a little from Juventus' perspective, can you say at 4-2, nothing to lose, they gave it their all, and, that burst of energy. And of course, as you've been saying, Mkhitaryan and Barella, so I think Sabi nahi hua hai. He's been playing a lot. So do you give that thing that, of course, towards the second half, lethargic, tired, with great subs by Motta, thoda Juventus ke baare mein, you have to give it to them that they never gave up.
Yeah, देखो, I was not surprised they never gave up. We were discussing अपने WhatsApp group पे भी, right, on the panel का group, and I was telling DJ भाई कि at 4-2 also I won't rest because UA has shown that character, and which we saw against Leipzig as well. मतलब simple बात है. और जिस तरह का मैं openness देख रहा था पूरे game में जो second half में था from both teams, it was a matter of time. जैसे हमने बोला, it goes back to the same point. Either it becomes 5-2, 6-2, or either it becomes 4-all, which it happened, right? तो वही था कि you have to give them credit because even with the quality of subs, देखो दोनों टीम्स के भर के इंजरीज थे, ठीक है. I don't want to hear excuses from either side कि हाँ हमारा इतना इंजरी था, तुम्हारा था, दोनों के भर के इंजरीज थे. Let's be real with it, right? Problem is, I mean to give them credit first. They, जैसे आपने बोला, they had nothing to lose. उनको क्या है, जो भी आ रहा है, they had to try. And Kenan Yildiz obviously is a highly talented player. There is no doubt there. Even if he was subbing in Savona and everyone, the thing is they were going to push. This is the new UA under Motta. It's as simple as that. And I was not surprised 4-4 हुआ. मैं वही on other inter groups also I was saying भाई कि हम लोग भी क्या कर रहे हैं, missing all these chances will only give them more confidence because they've already shown it against Leipzig. You give them half a chance, they'll make you pay. And when the score line was 4-4, I was absolutely not surprised. I was not fuming or anything. I was just not surprised. मतलब I had just had a blank reaction at the time because मुझे पता था 4-4 was coming. I was not really surprised at the time. So they deserve it. I'm not saying the draw. Like I think a draw in general fair result है. But जो मैं बार-बार बोलता हूँ कि the high quality chances we missed, that is why it stings a bit on our end. But again, you have to give them credit.
With that logic, what you're talking about on that line only, we should take this, I think.
I want to take
Sharma, by the way.
Yeah, nice to have him. First of all,
nice
he supports us a lot.
By the way.
Yeah. Hoping
Big
to
Inter
do
fan.
Yeah, big Inter fan. Hoping to do a collab with him soon. I mean, I saw his video as well.
But this has to be the biggest question mark right now.
Yeah.
You're all talking about Lautaro and Ballon d'Or. This has to, I think Param वो excuse भी नहीं चलेगा, right? He had a long international भी काफी खेला था. He must be tired. I think that excuse cannot be used anymore.
हाँ बोल सकते हैं. I agree with for him, of course. I'll speak in English. That, yeah, I agree. I mean, it is concerning because when you need him in these big games, at times he goes missing. And yesterday, that's why I didn't understand why Simone Inzaghi didn't sub him off for Taremi and subbed off Thuram. I think that was the biggest mistake he made. Taremi has a great work rate, anyways. If you're talking about pressing forwards, Taremi can do it. So I feel, yeah, I'm very concerned about Lautaro's form right now because he could have scored. Wo header, I mean, that was so close. Yeah. That was his to take. And in general, against a weaker UA defense, with all due respect, as good as Kalulu has been, Kalulu was shaky yesterday, and Lautaro should have had some sort of impact. So I agree with Uncle Sharma over here that we should have. He needs to pick up. It's late November. We have Arsenal coming soon. We have Empoli before that. Venezia to hey. So it's a packed schedule, Chintan bhai. You also know this. You yourself face Napoli. So the point being that the games are coming thick and fast. So if he doesn't score, it's a big concern. He has to replicate last season's form. There is no two ways about it. So I agree with him. But Chintan bhai, let's take some other comments before we get into it. I'll get your view also because you have been asking the questions. But let's get your views. One sec. Where did I stop?
Yeah, please. First, ये बहुत funny comment है यार. ये ले लो पहले यार.
This is funny. Ravi is a grade A troll as well. I think he's replacing Pavel. Yeah, he's replacing Pavel slowly.
What if Ravi is Pavel? And what if Pavel is Arun?
Arun, yeah. Devra, I think, has been a great servant for Inter. Yeah, I agree. He's done. I'm sorry.
ये तो I was just gonna ये जब comment लेंगे मेरे को एक बहुत बड़ा discussion इसके बाद तो Devra versus Danilo करना है because if you consider two bloopers दोनों के they both are terrible games. But we'll take the comments first.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just one update from Football Italia. Dovbyk and Hummels have finished joint 29th in the Ballon d'Or ranking. Whatever if you care about it.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Ghisolfi stayed back in Rome, but we'll get to that at 10:30.
Yeah. Such stupid. Look, Mir, they were stupid penalties. I agree, but I think both teams had stupid things. Yeah. Both teams made stupid errors. Swarnim bhai, nice to have you here. I'm sure you also are sort of gutted in terms of how the game went. My heart still hasn't recovered from that game. Inter fan, yeah, man. 4-4. So this has only 8 goals have only been scored on 2 other occasions. बहुत पहले, मतलब decades ago in this match. So 60s. Great match. Both teams missing crucial players. I agree. Swarnim, entertainment wise तो अच्छा ही है, पर quality wise maybe not. Shivam, nice to have you. Do you think that Kalulu penalty? No, I think it was clear because he kicked Denzel Dumfries before the handball. Yeah, you can clearly see it from all angles. It didn't touch the hand first. They checked all angles. They showed it even on TV. Kalulu's swing was way before the handball. So that's why they gave it. Otherwise, nahi milta penalty. It was the correct call. At least Thuram won his penalty cleverly. Kalulu just came. I think this is one moment Chintan bhai can celebrate. Kalulu ne finally error kar diya.
You're right, but a very dicey game for him. Kafi spot नहीं लग रहा था.
Yeah. I also initially मेरे पे doubts थे, but I could clearly see Dumfries पे kick पहले था. So this panel should send a written apology to
Fiorentina. None of us did it.
No. You go back and see. I'm
not apologizing for anything. Not everyone, but yeah, Ajay bhai and DJ bhai especially had the most confidence.
And I also had said that I have a lot of faith in Florida. And by the way, I did go through that because I was wondering. मैंने बोला था because I थोड़ा bias भी था and I want them to do well. So we were all top. अभी तो it's too early as of now. Top 4 तो नहीं रहेगी. I'm pretty sure top 4 नहीं रहेगी. But yeah, no one thought अगर बोलेंगे top 4, top 7 आ गई ना, then we'll put an apology for sure.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen.
Ajay bhai should just apologize because they probably, अगर आप हिस्ट्री देखोगे इस गेम की, फ्योरेंटीना जब जीतती है थोड़े ज्यादा बड़े स्कोर लाइन से जीतती है, तो अजय भाई शायद से फ्योरेंटीना को इन जनरल अपॉलॉजी लेटर लिख दे कि भाई अगले टाइम से ऐसा ना करो.
But I would rather send a thank you note to them. I think this was a glitch that was needed. But nevertheless, for this comment, you can go back and see. मैंने बोला कि Palladino is a good manager. I rate him over Italiano, and he will take some time to get adjusted to Fiorentina, but eventually he will do well. ये मेरे exact words थे.
I will own up. I will not even apologize because Fiorentina इस type का club है. अभी थोड़ा form है, then it can go to shit again. So I'm not apologizing for anything. The season is very long. With that being said, एक चीज बोलना चाहूँगा, coach बहुत अच्छा है. We all rate Palladino. We never. I don't think any of us insulted the coach. It's the club we have an issue with, the recruitment. But finally, we are seeing something, so let's see. Aditya, nice to have you as well, yaar. I hope you enjoyed the game. I know you tagged us a lot, but I think both me and Ajay had a very busy day, so we couldn't check Twitter utna. Whatever chances Inter missed, they won't be worse than what Lord Dallo missed on the weekend.
Oh God, that was something else. Probably he's the one responsible for all the other PL fans जो दुख भर अभी दुख में बैठे हैं because of Ten Hag leaving. Dallo is responsible for that.
Yeah, I'll just say this: Inter Milan second half they seemed tired, but referee during the second half, I think the referee calls were fine. Doctor, ये दोनों side के लिए. Again, let's not get into controversy, bro. I think
no, I think it was a very fair game,
yeah. Also, ये comment let me answer. Okay, so this average age का point, I think you're to an extent right. But again, I'll give you an example. Mkhitaryan, again 30 plus, is amongst the fittest players in the league, top 5 I will say. उसका तो अगर look, body science is sports science is a thing these days. So all these older players are not really old. They have extended their career by let's say 2-3 years. Chintan bhai, I will agree. Mkhitaryan का form जो भी हो, but he's actually one of the fittest players in the league. उसके agent का interview देखो, the guy only eats mozzarella and salad every day. He doesn't eat anything else. He's crazy. So I do agree to an extent it matters, but that's not the only thing that matters at the end of the day. I just feel you guys had a better attitude to make the comeback. That's it. It's simple as that. कौन से साव चिंतन मैं आपका इस पे ओपिनियन लेता हूँ. बाप रे क्या काटा है उस गोल के लिए Mkhitaryan को.
क्या मतलब वो क्या बोलते हैं ना छोटा धमाका. Oh my God, he's so nimble with his feet. Yeah, he clearly makes it up for the lack of physical strength. And जैसे बोलते हैं मेसी के लिए भी low center of gravity that helps. The way he knocks the ball at. Very, very, very positive signs. Especially fits the policy also because जितना Juventus को space मिल रहा था and he had that space to run. Very, very impressed by him, man. And plus, what I was impressed with, he was not bogged down by the magnitude of this game, which was very good to see. All Inter के players खेले हुए हैं. Juventus के काफी नए players हैं. My biggest positive for Juventus is they didn't care. It was Derby d'Italia. सबको पता है, probably the biggest game for Juventus in the calendar year for the league. None of them were bogged down by it. So very impressed.
Exactly what I'm.
Fun fact: ex-Inter and ex-Lazio player, his father Sergio Conceição, his son playing for Juve. Then ex-Milan legend George Weah's son playing for Juve. And ex-Juve legend son playing for Inter.
Plays for Inter.
Marcus Thuram, and now of course his other son plays for Juve. So what father-son connection है यहाँ पे?
वो हग का क्लिप दिखाएंगे हम लोग, of course, between the brothers. One thing I want to get Ajay bhai's opinion. मैं तो बहुत बात करते रहूंगा. I'll pull up some things. But Ajay bhai एक बात बताओ मुझे, because in this Inter fan base, like जैसे कल मोटा ने substitutions किए, कैसा है उसके? I'm not saying एकदम से मोटा is एकदम he's already a very high level coach. I think he will be a very high level coach in the future. But look, his substitutions are a bit more daring, I feel. मतलब वो डरता नहीं है किसी को भी कोई भी रोल में डालने के लिए डरता नहीं. I'm not saying Simone Inzaghi is scared, but I feel Simone Inzaghi ना बहुत प्री प्लान करता है और थोड़ा ज्यादा ओवर कॉशियस हो जाता है, इन द सेंस कि आप जानते हो ही इज फेमस फॉर दोस येलो कार्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशंस, राइट? एक को मिला तो बाहर सीधा बेंच के. Last season he didn't do this, but only with Mkhitaryan. Now yesterday Pavard was having a great game. जो मैं पूरा सीजन कंप्लेन कर रहा हूँ Pavard needs to pick his form. He's been picking it up and he was great. Pavard gets booked. I feel he should have shown faith कि चलो यार Pavard अच्छा खेल रहा है, रहने दो उसको, नहीं करेगा गलती. He benches Pavard. Bisek comes on. You saw Bisek or Dumfries absolutely zero coordination or जो chaos. Kenan Yildiz leapt into that chaos and scored. So मैं आपका opinion जानना चाहता हूँ. Do these yellow card substitutions, do you think it's overdone and this needs to stop show more faith in your players that are yellow carded in general, especially quality like Pavard? क्या लगता है आपको?
No, I think in this case he got it wrong, Simone Inzaghi, because देख ना दोनों goals वहां से आए, वही side से आए, and you have De Vrij who's anyways having not a very decent game. Like he was very shaky as well, De Vrij for Inter. So Pavard ko, despite the yellow card, I feel that Simone Inzaghi should have kept him on just to close the game. And you saw, as you rightly ये जो screen में वहाँ goal, it came from there, right? I mean, it eventually Kenan Yildiz had that space on the right hand side of Inter's defense. So I think so this bar he kind of jumped the gun.
ये रख परम Ajay, this is Inter 4-2. Look at the space. This is Inter leading 4-2, and this is not even like. If your player this, look at the overcommitment. Like that is Barella, I think, right? That is Barella over there.
कौन सा वाला ये?
Yeah, this is Barella, yeah?
No, this is Mr. Fratesi.
Oh, this is Fratesi. Yes, yes. So look at how distorted that midfield looks, and look at that gap.
Exactly.
And you have runners. This is what I'm talking about, Ajay. इतना गैप, दिस इज नॉट द इंटर आई नो, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. हमको लगा यार इंटर बैठेगी, जो इंटर ने जो पियोली को परेशान कर दिया था इतने 2 साल, इंटर ने जो मिलान को डोमिनेट किया, मिलान ऑलवेज वांटेड दिस, बट इंजागी तो बस पीछे ही बैठ रहा था टू वेटिंग फॉर इंटर मिलान टू कम. दैट इज व्हाई आई वाज सो सरप्राइज्ड एट दिस अप्रोच.
Yeah, and Chintan bhai, just before you continue, ye tweet basically Pasquale Goro, what he's saying is Fratesi was terrible, by the way, after he came on, and we will look at it. We are trying to look at it from both perspectives. But idhar Ajay and Chintan bhai, this is where you make the tactical foul. What he did is he stopped running. He started putting on the brakes और रुक गया. मैं तो बोलता हूँ भाई, you just come on, take the yellow card, just drag his ass down. मतलब
Pavard did that. Pavard took that. Pavard's yellow card was a tactical foul.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm looking at Fratesi, I'm like, kar kya rahe? Like, why did you stop? And then obviously, as I said, Kenan Yildiz is a high quality player, and this is where the Bisek and Dumfries communication error happens, because you can see Dumfries' arm. वो बोल रहा है Bisek को, भाई तू जा उधर, वो space cover कर, I'll handle Kenan Yildiz, cover कर लूंगा gap. Because Fratesi is also here. He didn't listen to Dumfries. He went here. Kenan Yildiz cuts in and obviously takes the shot, because
by the way,
whatever it, sorry,
if you can just zoom in, can you zoom in thoda sa aur? I think that's Devray behind McKennie, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Yes,
behind him already. And is that Mkhitaryan?
Mkhitaryan here, yeah. 22 is Mkhitaryan. Fratesi is 16, Barella is 23. So yeah, so that's the point, right? ऐसे में कि ये दोनों मतलब इधर क्या किए मुझे समझा नहीं. Like Bisek, अगर तेरे को एक लीडर ना, whatever Dumfries is, whatever doubts I have over him, if a senior figure in the team is telling you to get your ass there, you get your ass there. At least he knows he's doing the right thing, and he was not wrong. Dumfries was right to tell him, to go there, but he doesn't listen. He goes here and he gives Kenan Yildiz what he wants, and Yildiz, as I said, he's a top talent that finishes there on his feet and he scores. So,
yeah, look at this. This looks very bad. Just look at even a cross. Even if Kenan didn't want to go for a shot, he could have crossed it for Conceição to tap it in. To be very honest, he could have done a lot of options. He went for the tougher one because of the confidence, because of the quality of that player. But this is why I agree. I never got this concept of centre backs. I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm talking about purely a defender ko yellow card pay on a big game to sub him off just because he's on a yellow card. If the player is quality, I've never seen Nesta being removed even if he's on a yellow card. You cannot remove a Nesta-esque player, or a Zanetti, or someone like that, because they are the ones who are going to win the game eventually.
Yeah, and I'll come to Chintan bhai with UA, because Inter, we have mostly covered Inter. Let's look at the UA side, because before everyone thinks कि हाँ भाई तुम लोग सिर्फ Inter के errors बात करो. Point वो नहीं है. Point is to break down everything, right? Let me just take a last few comments. I'll get your opinions on Juventus. अजय भाई, इसका आंसर क्या दूँ, आप दे दो.
We are working on it. करेंगे अब जल्द.
या चल रहा है प्रोसेस. मीर थोड़ा है, एक दो फॉर्मेलिटीज मतलब कंप्लीट करना बाकी है.
हमारा डे का ऑब्स्टिकल हो रहा है.
या ऐसा chaotic मैच में इंजागी should have subbed in Korean or not. अरे भाई तुम तो पक्का हार जाते भाई.
वैसे परब प्लस chaos का ये डम्फ्रीज का तो मेरे को पता है. एक तो वो फर्स्ट टच उसका क्या लाजवाब है, माशाल्लाह फर्स्ट टच है. और वो कभी-कभी शॉट मारते तो बॉल को मिस करते, लेकिन फिर भी साला गोल मारते वाले में. मतलब
exactly, that's the funny part. No, that's Dumfries for you.
The goal was actually a good goal. The goal was actually a good goal.
वो फर्स्ट टच
Uncle Sharma calls him,
लगा कि he overcooked it, but then he finished.
Exactly. Uncle Sharma calls him brick freeze, and I used to think that was a bit harsh, but I agree with him now. मतलब क्या टच क्या है? How do you miss that shot? Like,
but please, if you want to talk about it, परम, अगर GIF या meme मिल जाए, when Barella passed the ball to Fratesi just tried to take a turn and try to chase the ball, और Juventus का player लेके चला गया.
I saw that.
Ajay, it is football 101. You saw that, Ajay? It was such a small thing in the game, but it was on Juventus' half. बॉल को होल्ड कर रहे थे इंटर पोजेशन में, वो मतलब बॉल को रिसीव भी नहीं किया. उसको क्या लगा मैं घूम के बॉल को नॉक करके आगे लेके जाऊंगा. And how can he not know your position sense कैसा था कि you don't know there's a Juventus defender right behind you. I'm not joking. I had a laughter fit for 5 minutes. मेरे को बोला luckily you can rewind on GXR. मैंने बहुत देखा वो.
I would love to show that. I would love to show that. मैं ढूंढता हूँ Twitter पे because Fraktesi pissed me off. Like भाई ये 10-20 मिनट का काम तेरे को कैसे नहीं जमता है करने को, एक पास कंप्लीट करने को कैसे नहीं होता है यार. So it pissed me off. As an Arsenal fan, I want to make my second favorite team from Serie A. Which team should I support?
I think Atalanta would be a great option.
Yeah, okay. Look, Milan from Chintan Bhai's end, Roma from Ajay Bhai's end, and Inter from my end. But if you don't want to support either of these, Chintan Bhai says Atalanta. What about you, Ajay Bhai? Any recommendations?
Napoli.
Napoli, Atlanta are a good call.
Napoli. आप enemies बहुत बना रहे हो अजय भाई. मत ऐसा encourage मत करो. I would say Atalanta, I guess, because it's a very sustainable club here in general. Torino, keep an eye if they get bought by Red Bull. आज की जो news आ रही है, if Red Bull buys them, never know.
स्वर्णिम का comment सही लगा. What will they be called? Toro Rosso.
Very excited where Yildiz will go from here, straight to the moon, man, as they say. He's a top talent. That's all I'll tell you. Atalanta, Gauravich Pawat suggests. वही फनी चीज है ना, चैंपियंस लीग में एक भी गोल कंसीड नहीं किया हमने. नाउ दिस इज व्हाट इज अनोइंग मी. वी प्लेड मैनचेस्टर सिटी, ठीक है, बीएससी यंग बॉयज एंड रेड स्टार, नॉट द हाईएस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ ओपोनेंट्स, बट वी कम अप विद अ मच बेटर एटीट्यूड इन द चैंपियंस लीग. सो रवि, देखते हैं क्या होता है.
तो isn't Hellas, oh god.
This is the funniest comment of the.
By the way, Arsenal
आया आप भगा दोगे उसको.
Arsenal are also they've also not conceded, right?
Yeah, they've also not conceded. Correct. Inter is lagging defensively. Don't know why still conceding. एक चीज मैं बोलना चाहूंगा before we break down Juventus. This was my complaint. We had to sign a central center back in the summer and we didn't do this. अभी चिंतन में कैसा होता है ना, जब going into next summer, you're talking about potentially replacing both of them because Acerbi turns 38, I think, by next summer. ठीक है. डेवराय इज एरर प्रोन, आपने देख लिया. सो एक जिसको आपको इस समर रिप्लेस करना चाहिए था, नाउ you probably can't replace both of them, or you have the tough task of replacing both of them at once. So you're losing that leadership as well. So that transition has been messed up, and this is where Inter fans are now complaining कि जो तुमने 15 million जोसेफ मार्टिनेज पे उड़ा दिया, बैकअप गोलकीपर, which I felt was fine, but then he still not played a game. तो तुम्हें वो रियली साइन करने की जरूरत थी क्या इस सीजन? 15 मिलियन, उसमें तुम कोई यंग टैलेंटेड सेंटर बैक उठा लेते, किसी को हकाल देते, अचेरबी या डेवराय को. Big error, I think, from the management. But let me go to Juventus because I think they also deserve some praise. Not some, a lot, for their fighting spirit. Chintan, Ajay, I'll start with you, then come to Chintan bhai. Because Ajay bhai, that fighting spirit to एक चीज है, but also even with the absentees, what did you make of them? I felt Chico Conceição तो एक यार, मतलब Vlahovic finally scored in a derby d'Italia मतलब after 8-9 games of not scoring in that. What are your thoughts on Juve?
I think it was a genius move to play McKennie over there. First goal, आप देखोगे, it was a very smart run by McKennie. He faded out of the game slowly after that, but nevertheless he had a decent game in my opinion. But under Motta, this is what we've seen. मैंने पहले भी बोला, when we started the stream, I spoke about how Motta has transitioned the mindset of these players from that Allegri era into this era. It's well and truly Thiago Motta's Juve and not Allegri's Juve anymore. There is that fresh approach. You see Conceição was running throughout the game. Kenan Yildiz brought in that freshness, and I think barring Fagioli, I think the whole Juve midfield were pretty interesting. I mean, Locatelli also had a very decent game. Like he was dictating the tempo and everything. He was damn good in that Regista role. So Motta ka hai, I think he got his subs spot on as well. And ये spirit आपने Juve का देखा in the Champions League against Leipzig. Very tough place to go and get a result, and they managed to overturn the odds. Now you have a second game also where you can truly see that the Fino wala Fine jo Juve ka philosophy hai, right up there, because they fought till the very end. So I think Juve fans have a lot to be happy about. I don't think so they'll probably challenge for the Scudetto this season, but I think next year well and truly Juve would be a sure shot Scudetto contender from the word go, like from game week 1. So I think lot of positives for UA fans, and अच्छे दिन आ गए UA fans के लिए after whatever they had to endure through Allegri. But mind you, they still won a trophy under Allegri before he bowed out. So, but I think you'll see a very European UA now going ahead.
Yeah, fair. Obviously, of course, I agree with you. Chinder, by your take, because I felt in general, जो भी था, I think they were. I think what made it possible again for me mainly was the attitude. But what was your take? Because कर रहे थे. Look, we saw they got outplayed here and there, but at the end of the day, it's the attitude and the mentality that counts. Or to cover for the gaps, for a particular game with that is not easy. It's very easier said than done. कितने teams को हमने collapse करते हुए देखा है. I know this is very early, but this is a derby at the end of the day. मतलब derby di Italia, of course, one of the biggest games. क्या लगता है आपको?
First of all, yeah, I was, as Ajay said, very hard tha performance. Again, I would like to say very disappointed by Fagioli again. I don't know, is he going through some confident phase? He's a great talented player. National team में भी sub out जल्दी हो गया था, and the team looked different after he got subbed off. Very undermining game again this yesterday. He got that job, the responsibility, got the nod ahead to start. Very undermining. I've been saying it since the first game of the season. I'm very impressed by Locatelli. You can see a steady graph. जो प्रॉब्लम उसको कंटिन्यूटी मिल नहीं रही थी अगेंस्ट एलेग्री, इवन विद इंजरीज. चलो वो इंजरी भी काफी हुआ था. ही इज गेटिंग दैट कंटिन्यूटी एंड एक चीज था, आई थिंक Motta had prepared his team pretty much like Milan knew when Milan played Inter, is that you are not going to get the bulk of possession. You will not be you will be playing off the ball quite a bit. So, the energy was needed. That is why I think the McKennie's starting was such a trump card जो उसने use किया था. I think it worked for them. And, it is amazing. I'm a big fan of Cabal also. Listen, a great player. He's young. Everyone thought के सबको लगा चलो he'll come in slowly. यार क्या transition लिया उसने. Like amazing into the, and what a beautiful, regardless of how scattered the Inter defense was, he picked out a gem of a ball. Was a pretty much I don't think McKennie had to do anything. वो backtrack, of course he was tracking up. He just got the ball where he wanted. Amazing, very. And again, even Cambiaso, I like
exactly.
him. Very good player, so calm, so composed. And now I know Ajay Param why he's got the armband also. He's got that. You can kind of see the जो Ajay बोला Fino ala Fine. You can see the DNA Juventus का उसके अंदर. Great bright future. You जो भी कल start किए, if you pull up the starting 11, you can probably pick out that these guys are, एक refresh का button होता है ना, they are refreshed. Wipe out कर दिया, reset करते ना अजय, reset Allegri का tactic वो किया है, and that is why probably he wanted his team. Motta, amazing. I'm telling you, for me, Cabal was outstanding. Kalulu, actually Kalulu का ये है, he has his moments always, even in Milan days. अच्छा हुआ ये एक गेम में निकल गया, where it didn't cost Juventus a lot. एक गेम में निकल गया उसको. But only thing what surprised me was why was Gatti not starting. I don't know, उसका कुछ injury था. That was the only surprise for me, that why was Gatti not there in the starting line, because he's been fantastic with Bremer. So ऐसा भी नहीं कि he's had a bad games, he's not been in good form. Gatti again उसको captainship दे दिया था just to boost his confidence. Very surprised that he did not get in, but after he came in again, Juventus looked very assured. So
I agree with you.
There's something which every Juventus fan will be, doesn't matter. Kal DJ बोल रहा था Param, he's not here, and I'm going to say it. I think the Juventus fans, of course, the results mattered. बोलने के लिए बोलते कि it didn't matter what the results was, but must be so heartwarming to see a Juventus play like this.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more with you. मतलब ये कितना difference है after years of what they saw. But I want to show one thing. Ajay bhai is back, because I'll get to the comments before मैं सब comments पे आ जाऊँ. स्वर्णिम भाई का Cambiaso वाला comment and your highlight of Cambiaso. Ajay bhai देखो आप, just I know we these days get into too many metrics, but I think Cambiaso has justified this. Blue में basically you have successful passes and green में short assisting passes, because he was everywhere, as you said, and we know how versatile he is, right Ajay bhai? कि मतलब left पे खेल सकता है, right पे खेल सकता है, advanced role में खेल सकता है. Look where he was receiving the passes, एकदम मतलब high up as well in this half space. So your 2 cents on him, because I remember there was a time where Inter was trying to sign him, but then of course Juve had begun the negotiations well in advance, and that's why they have him today. But very very good player to have. Ajay bhai leader bhi ban raha hai, captain's armband, good performance as well.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, like Chintan said, he is the future of Juve. I don't see, Juve letting him go for the foreseeable future. और बहुत ही मतलब मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि no nonsense player है, does his job and does it very well. And ये सारे players है ना, see these are not flair players. They don't get the plaudits जो बोलते हैं ना कि हर newspaper के headline नहीं बनाएंगे हम लोग.
हाँ, नहीं
But
मिलता.
these are the players that you bank on, and Cambiaso is going to be a foundation for that UA team for its future. Once they are in a position to challenge for the Scudetto or
Correct.
Go a long way in Europe. So I think he is absolutely key to Juve. Very very fundamental piece to Luciano Spalletti also in the Azzurri setup. उसको already call up मिल रहा है, उसके first goal भी मारा Belgium के against. Scored his senior goal also. So you can say that after the many fullbacks that we've had, like Italy have had, in the sense of the Davide Santons, the Calabrias, to some extent Darmian also.
Darmian was still, I mean, बाद में तो काम आया, right?
To some extent. That's it, to some extent.
To some extent, fair enough.
Then of course, Florenzi, poor guy, struggled everywhere, unfortunately. So it is refreshing to see Cambiaso emerge as that versatile fullback who can play multiple roles and do a decent job at it, if not more. So I think again one of the unsung heroes, Kamal and Cambiaso from yesterday's game, they were in the game. I know it's quite hypocritical to say 4-all tha, the defenses were not on top, but then these are moments in the game. You don't have to judge a player's performance. 4-all, theek hai. I mean, there were some individual errors also in that, but otherwise I think they did the jobs very well, Cambiaso and Kapal.
I agree. Let me take a few starred comments वापस live chat पे आता हूँ. We are so bad at defending and Sommer has, हाँ, maybe he could have saved it, but to be honest ना, कल ना चिंतन में जब I saw a lot of pinpointing at Sommer, and I know हम बात कर चुके उसमें errors है, but so far up until the season he's been saving Inter's ass. I'll be very honest with you on a lot of occasions. अब Roma के against Ajay, how many saves he made. So I am not getting the over criticism of Sommer, to be very honest. थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो रहा है, but I understand where you guys are coming from. Both goals, मतलब अजय भाई, चिंतन भाई, वो लगता है ना when the keeper freezes, जो first goal था, वो लगता है easy है ball pass में, but Sommer is also short, वो dive करके really कोई मतलब भी नहीं होता है. You can probably injure yourself in the process, मतलब shoulder injury.
As a keeper, I'm telling you, these low shots are very difficult to save. Exactly. Before you can react, it fizzes through. Even if it is very close to your body. Replay में बगल से ball गया, but those are difficult saves to make, bro.
Exactly. So I think थोड़ा Sommer का over criticism चल रहा है. I'm not on board with it. Chico was fantastic. We discussed it Rio also, मतलब just too good. But obviously he could not, मतलब eventually Inter figured him out. I think once Bastoni realized what he was doing, I think eventually we figured him out. I want to personally from Inters and give a shout out to Di Marco, because भाई क्या मतलब effort डाला. Chintan bhai was praising him more than I did, but your 2 cents Chintan bhai, because he was done. जैसे आपने बोला, he was spent. That's why he
cooked. He was cooked. That miss Lautaro का वो बोला मैं खत्म हो गया. He was literally on the floor. How much is he going to play? यार निचोड़ दिया उसको. And plus, let's I am not. People forget in modern football, wing back or full back. Probably the toughest position to play, because the number of tracking you have to, the amount of tracking you have to do. Plus, he had Conceição Chico on his side, so it was very hard for him. With Augusto getting injured, he's still going to play more. So his sub was justified. Technically, बोल सकते उसको drag किया था pitch से बाहर. I'm pretty sure he did not want to come out anyway. Amazing player, यार. क्या quality है उसके पास ball है. Crossing is so easy, so smooth. He can take beautiful shots. I'm running out of superlatives, जैसे Capello बोला, Capello आने थोड़ा बोल सकते हैं कि Capello, Arrigo, Sachi, ये लोग सब सटिया गए अभी, लेकिन एक चीज तो सही बोला, that when going up, crossing the half line, he is pretty much Roberto Carlos-esque. सब लोग public बोले कि Carlos अलग था. I'm not talking about on that mode. I'm just talking about that उसकी जो attacking prowess है, he can provide you, he can score. We of course saw that beautiful goal he scored against France. Yeah, what a goal! Yeah, you expect your strikers to score such beautiful goals. That control and last में हम लोग की स्ट्रीम में मैं यही बोला था, डिमार्को की यूनिक क्वालिटी, अजय उसका जो अर्ली क्रॉस है which dips in, which of course inter strikers know how to handle that. As a defender it's very difficult. वो हाफ लाइन से थोड़ा आगे आता है, बेंच के आजू बाजू उधर से क्रॉस करता है, it comes in. It is a very very difficult cross to master. I'm a big fan and he had a good game. Unfortunately Augusto injured था because DiMarco whole game things could have been different. Huh?
भाई उधर तो बैंड बजी पड़ी है. He is apparently out until the November international break. तो उधर ही अलग बैंड बजा पड़ा हुआ है. Zielinski was good. हाँ, he was good. पर मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, Rio. So let me quickly show you what I was talking about. Look at this, Ajay bhai. So where I was like a fool blaming De Vrij. I mean, he has some blame, but the problem was where did it go? हाँ, yeah. Thanks for Uncle Sharma tweeting this in a proper structure. Again, if he's there in the chat, thanks to him. So this is ये जो first circle है. This is De Vrij who had to step up obviously to do his job. And you obviously have Juve over here attacking from the right, and then you see Zielinski, ये जो underline है ये Zielinski, and De Vrij over here is pretty much telling him भाई कि ये जो उसका arm है, he's telling him कि जाके तू McKennie को mark कर, but नहीं किया उसने. And eventually we saw Zielinski's ball watching, and Kabal, you know, he puts in a good ball, he does his duty, but then Zielinski is sleeping here, and फिर जो McKennie ने किया, he set up Vlahovic obviously, and then there was a goal. So वही मेरा एक complaint. Look, I'm not being overly critical because Zielinski injured हुआ ये वो, but he needs to learn quickly. It's about time वो defensive duties में थोड़ा ज़्यादा better करना चालू कर दे, is all I'll say. चल let me take the last comments and we can close this discussion because अजय भाई का भी stream चालू होने वाला है थोड़ी देर में. So I'll just take everyone's comments from now. Sorry ये ले लिया मैंने, पावाड़ के बाद वाला है. Channel membership this ये भी हो गया, ऐसा chaotic match में, हाँ sorry ये भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, सॉरी. विप्रा एटलांटा हेलास वेरोना पे रुका था, माय बैड. दिस इज वेयर आई स्टॉप्ड. कीपिंग यिल्डिज ओवर सुले प्रूविंग टू बी करेक्ट टिल नाउ. फ्यूचर में तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. एज ऑफ टुडे यस, आई गेस एज ऑफ टुडे यस, ऑफ कोर्स.
बट बोथ आर डिफरेंट प्लेयर्स मैन.
या exactly and they were never going to let Yildiz go. Bhai, Yildiz was never in question.
Yildiz was never in question यार. The last season से ही उसको एयर बोल दिया था उसको यार.
ये मतलब हमाद आज तो पूरा पागलपन चल रहा है यार. मतलब we've been seeing this पर we are over this यार. मतलब मैं तो मतलब बोर हो गया यार, with all due respect. मतलब do you feel Bastoni struggles a lot against shorter opponents with low center of gravity? I don't think so. मतलब I think उसको I'm not saying he's perfect, but he manages it. I feel he manages it because he did stop Chico.
I think Conceição was good in the. Let's give him some credit. Very good. He was quite good.
Conceição, yeah, exactly. He's a very good dribbler. वो थोड़ा easily चला जाता है कभी-कभी ग्राउंड पे. ये मैं अभी ये नहीं बोल रहा because he signed for Juve. I follow Porto very closely and वो Porto में ये बहुत करता था. मतलब he has that habit कि touch हुआ तो चले जाओ ग्राउंड पे, उसकी उधर से आदत है. But again, tricky wingers do that, right? Chintan bhai, they always look for the contact to assist their team. So there's nothing wrong with that either. नहीं, वो उसकी मर्जी. I mean, जिसको
मिलान को सपोर्ट करो यार. We need all the support.
ऐसा है तो इंटर आ जाओ भाई. लीव मिलान, मतलब मिलान.
या अगर तुमको अगर एक स्ट्रक्चरली टीम ग्रो करनी चाहिए तो मिलान पे आ जाओ. इंटर तो ऐसा रेडीमेड टीम है, उधर मत जाओ यार. नहीं. If you don't want to face, I would like to say Yannick Sinner is a Milan fan.
नहीं, ये सब नहीं चलता. If you don't want to face the terror of Calabria, don't support Milan. बस ये बोलूँगा और कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा.
Already वो बोल रहा है, Bipra बोल रहा था already I'm suffering a lot because being an Arsenal fan. बेचारा बोल रहा है.
All big serious strikers in terrible form. Morata, Lautaro. तो भाई Lautaro, Vlahovic और Arnautovic कहाँ से डाल दिया भाई उसमें? तूने कहाँ घुसा दिया? And Tammy,
Arnautovic was last in form in 2016.
हाँ, वही Stoke City days है. But
Tammy was last in form in 2019.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Tammy had his purple patch, पर अभी वो भी मतलब वापस उस पे आ गया. Missed chances. But एक चीज बोलूँगा, Morata का थोड़ा I would be a bit concerned. I'm sure Chintan bhai is a bit concerned given what is happening.
But Retegi is in good form, यार.
Retegi, yeah, I agree.
Also, Dobbik has been the only bright spark for Roma, you know.
Yeah. Retegi you have to give यार. इटली के लिए भी अच्छा कर रहा है वो है यार. मतलब he is putting in the shift. Rete is a goal in Spanish, right? If I'm not wrong. Or
in
Rete,
Italian also.
Italian also. So he has goal in his name. मतलब it only makes sense. Uh, बाल उड़ जाएंगे भाई उसके.
नहीं यहाँ सफेद हो जाएंगे. 10:30 को आ जाओ बिप्रा, फिर पता चलेगा क्या मजा आता है.
बिप्रा जो अजय भाई बोलते हैं, let me repeat it. If you think Ajay bhai is like 40 or 40 plus, he's not. He's only 34 or 35. And look at his hair color. वो रोमा का इफेक्ट है basically. तो आपको अगर आपके बाल झड़ने नहीं देने तो भाई मत सपोर्ट करो रोमा.
सफेद हो जाएंगे.
He isn't a big striker. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll see where he goes. He has a lot to...
but Ravi named Tammy and
Physicality. Okay. My bad. I thought my bad.
I meant big बोले अर्नाटोविच का नाम ले लिया और रेटे की.
अच्छा, he meant physically. Okay, fair enough. मुझे भी लगा big में कहा अर्नाटोविच तुम डाल रहे हो. बिप्रा अगेन तुम्हें बिग टीम्स में से सपोर्ट करना है. मोस्ट स्टेबल आई गेस इंटर, यूवे, मिलान. हाँ बोलो चिंतन भाई, सॉरी.
नहीं वही बोला. ओके, फॉर अ बिप लाइक यू वॉच आर्सेनल, यू लाइक द वे दे प्ले. अटलांटा probably comes the closest to watch. and बोलते एक प्रोजेक्ट है, प्रॉपर प्रोजेक्ट बोल सकते हैं जो चल रहा है उनका. अच्छा है. they've been doing very well. So Atlanta is a very good team to watch.
And to be fair, Gasperini is doing his Wenger impression at Atalanta.
Yeah, of course.
Like the longevity of the guy, and literally you can say like how Wenger was also Arsenal's sporting director. Was director.
Stadium सब बनाया वही किया उसने.
सब कुछ तो Gasperini भी एक similar चीज कर रहा है Atlanta में. So that's I think the most unbiased opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. Atalanta, I agree. Like क्योंकि they are a very sustainable club. I will say in present day जो बहुत लोग बोलते हैं they are the best run club in Italy in my opinion. Most sustainable. अभी वो translate होना बाकी है, but to be fair they won the Europa League. Serie A, अजय भाई हम बार-बार ये बोलते हैं कि Atalanta wakes up too late, but they've woken up very early this time in the league. Now चिंतन भाई का कंसर्न है चैंपियंस लीग में नहीं हो रहा है. Again, let's see. He has a very valid point. But to be fair, if they wake up in the league like this, they thrashed Hellas Verona 6-1. वो तो मजा आ गया. उसके लिए तो भाई अलग से पार्टी देना चाहिए. मतलब Hellas Verona को उड़ाए जो भी, उसके लिए मुफ्त पिज्जा या कुछ खरीदना पड़ेगा मुझे मतलब. But I wanted to show you guys one thing, Chintan bhai. This has finally happened. I think ये कुछ ज्यादा ही hype up हो रहा है and I'm not a fan of it. But look at this graphic.
But great graphic. What a graphic. Amazing.
Great graphic to be fair. Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, very quickly, both of you, कुछ I feel obviously it's Balotelli, बातचीत तो होगी, hype तो रहेगा, but I think this is just stupid. This is downright stupid and I don't think this makes sense. Like ये कुछ भी है. मतलब Genoa, it shows where Genoa is heading. I'm sorry, this just shows the mess Genoa are. क्या बोलते हो आप दोनों?
It'll be hit or miss, either or, nothing in between.
For me, it is going to be as good as Totti coming back for retirement. मतलब वैसा ही होगा.
Oh भाई, उसी note पे, because he's very serious about. He said he's not
serious about it. My mind is ready, but my body is not, and I can't imagine him playing for any other club, anyways. But you know, again, his attitude. से क्या करेगा, मजा रहेगा, फैंस के साथ झगड़ लेगा, बैलोटेली, मतलब वो सब I love to see the ultras.
I can see that happening here. I can see that happening. And funny thing is, you
fight with his own teammates also.
Yeah. So La Repubblica transfer news में शायद most reliable ना हो, but investigative journalism में बहुत reliable होती है. They are linking him with Como. अरे भाई मतलब Fabregas अगर ये सच्ची कर दिया ना तो इसका दिमाग सटिया गया है भाई. लेकिन क्या एक कौन से यूनिवर्स में भाई ये क्या चल रहा है?
I need to ask you only, is he like what is happening, like what is going on in his head?
I think this is, you know, बहुत FOMO feel हो रहा है. I still feel that he can do a better job in the middle of the park for Roma over Brian Cristante any day of the week. So if he really wants to come back to Roma and play in that role, no need to run.
I had read I love no, but please don't
come back to Rome. क्या बोलो चिंतन में, sorry, go ahead.
The executive role is open, right?
Yeah, so no, I keep reading all these tweets and मैंने अभी recently एक tweet पढ़ा था, you know, Kaka is better or some other player, and someone tweeted that यार Kaka अभी ये 42 में थोड़ा old हो गया, लेकिन he might just be better than the player you're talking about. तो वैसा हो जाएगा. Brian Cristante versus prime Totti bhi nahi, just right, Cristante versus Totti, and I still think at this age, matlab, he can outplay Brian. But I think he plays a lot of beach football. And
he plays 8v8.
8v8, yeah. उधर तो stand and deliver होता है यार, वो तो stand and deliver kind of होता है यार.
वो बोल रहा था couple of teams are interested in me, and when he said who knows, maybe Inter will call me, बोला भाई तू कसानो जैसा मत बन, you keep your head sane. एक कसानो जैसा बात करना चालू कर दिया. But I think मुझे he's very serious because he said I was not joking, and I really wouldn't be surprised वो सच्ची में आ जाए. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है वो कर लेगा. 1-2 महीने का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कुछ तो करने वाला है.
I think this is his proper midlife crisis. He has reached his midlife crisis. FOMO फील हो रहा है.
हाँ, इसी रेट पे अजय भाई एक ही कर लो ना. अगर यूरिच को जो लाइफलाइन मिली है टोरिनो गेम तक, he gets sacked, टोटी को ही कोच बना दो. एटलीस्ट खेलेगा नहीं पिच पे, कोचिंग करके ही कुछ.
He is not coaching material, man. I mean, at the best, like a Paolo Maldini role. That's a role that he can be like the the middleman between the players, the technical staff, and the management. That's the best role for him. Otherwise, middle of the park where Brian Cristante plays. Just stand, put those long balls.
I have a feeling the best place to go is Genoa. उधर जो chaos चल रहा है उसमें डालते रहो. Balotelli, Totti linking up, assisting each other.
Imagine, Totti and Balotelli together.
Oh, funny, exactly. वो जो हुआ था incident.
What happened between them?
Yeah, exactly. Hamad, we agreed ना कि यार we really, हम लोग का तो interest टूट गया भाई उस award से. So मतलब बहुत टाइम हो गया यार, इंटरेस्ट टूट गया उस अवार्ड से. Gaurav, we discussed that, we took your comment earlier. 4-1 to UA. बाप रे, मतलब ये नफरत बाहर आ रही है कि you legit thought 4-1. Fair enough though, that's your prediction. Pent up anger. Yeah, I guess he did.
San Siro में निकाल दिया. San Siro का एंगर गलत टीम पे निकाल दिया.
हाँ, एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा ना, ग्रुप पे क्या हो रहा था ना स्वर्णिम भाई, DJ भाई was saying how Kalulu just made a casual error, but I agreed with Chintan bhai more, wherein he was actually shocked to see Dumfries come out of nowhere, which Chintan bhai you said, and because of Inter's good pressure, and he made that error. So first time he was like properly heavily tested. I was leaning more towards Chintan bhai's assessment. As an Arsenal fan, देखो हम Atalanta ही बोल रहे हैं भाई. Who should replace Juric at Roma? Ajay bhai, in your opinion?
10:30 बजे.
13 मिनट में चालू हो रहा है, इसलिए मैं कमेंट्स लेके रैप अप कर रहा हूँ. Come to Ajay bhai stream. I want to explore. अरे भाई देख, खुश रहना है तो एटलांटा पिक कर ले, जेनोआ मत लेना.
भाई फ्लोरेंटीना कर ले भाई, अगर ऐसा एक्सप्लोर करना है तो एटलांटा,
Fiorentina. I would say Torino in case of explore, because their coach is amazing as well. I think Tudor might be a realistic option, or maybe Sarri. मतलब लाजियो वालों को भेज दो उधर.
आ जाओ 10:30 को आ जाओ.
No, he's talking about Tudor or Sarri. हाँ, him and Doku are crazy. Doku और Chico का dribbling अच्छा है, ये तो है. Look, we didn't say this. Chintan bhai loves Arsenal, by the way. How tall is Chico? He looks way shorter than on the stream for some reason. What? Acha, on the stream, you mean the match stream? Okay, my bad. Let me check the height actually.
He's 5'4", I think. 5'4".
5'7". Interesting.
5'7".
Then
wow.
Yeah.
Average Indian height है वो तो.
Yeah, average Indian height. अपने जितना ही हो गया ये तो फिर तो. Morta, in my opinion, trusts his gut. Sometimes that can be good to quote Gattuso. So I agree, Swarnim bhai. हर time काम नहीं करेगा, but so far it has been good. Mbangula, all these players, it makes sense. And this is where I want Simone Inzaghi to show that faith. यार मैं थक गया हूँ भाई. तो भाई है player bench पे use करो यार. Last night, अरे मित्तुल आ गया finally. उसके thoughts ले लेते closing में. मित्तुल तेरे क्लोजिंग द थॉट्स ले लेंगे, बिकॉज़ अजय भाई का स्ट्रीम भी चालू करना है, गेम के ब्रीफ थॉट्स ले लेंगे, कमेंट्स ले रहा हूं.
ये अच्छा आई लव दिस बिकॉज़ आई केप्ट रीडिंग द होल डे दिस थिंग yesterday. That was only top floor.
That was funny. That was very funny actually. Yeah. बहुत हंसी आई मुझे भी actually. लेके damn Gaurav, that's horrible luck. Yeah. Choose Lazio. They also didn't want win trophies. Burn. पर स्वर्णिम भाई अभी तो they have a better case than Roma ना. On that note, we have a Lazio second club whose second club is Lazio. Mittul, he's ditched Roma for Lazio. What about Thomas Palacios? Exactly, this is what I want him to show faith.
My team keeps winning.
क्या बोल रहे हैं मित्तुल?
अगर my team keeps winning, Nuno Tavares keeps every game.
आज मित्तुल सबसे झगड़ा चूज करने का चालू कर रहे हैं, चिंतन भाई से भी. सॉरी, ये कमेंट ले लिया. गौरव, एनी कमेंट्स अबाउट द गोलकीपर्स? मीर, so I know you followed up with that comment. All I meant is, from the Inter fan base, the Sommer criticism was too harsh. I'm not saying he was. I feel maybe a last goal बचा सकता था, but the third goal I don't think. I think that was a bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
YDL is the happiest man on earth after the match. Yes, Napoli are the real winners. वो निकी बांडीने ने ट्वीट किया ना, Conte won the Derby d'Italia as a UA coach, as an Inter coach, and now he's won it as a Napoli coach. that was quite funny. Let's take a little time to appreciate Cambia. So yes, Sommer's world class. Remember his game against City, best keeper in. How over the 5 years, for sure, mistakes do happen. You mean yesterday's match, I guess? Yeah, for sure, Saksham. We should have gone for Juan Cabal, Bijol, or Pongracic. Why Pongracic is shit? Bijol is making too many errors, and Cabal UA signed. So
you were linked with Cabal, right?
Yeah, we gave up.
Not just linked. They were almost close आ रहे थे, and then it shifted to us. Yeah.
So what happened is, Hellas Verona wanted more than 6 million. Marotta ने बोल दिया था हम लोग 6 से ज़्यादा spend नहीं करेंगे. UA, because you know how much UA spent on Cabal, right? Over 10 million in total. So that's where UA signed him. So
like, before that, one day before that, no one saw it coming. क्योंकि सबको पता था कि he is going to Inter. ऐसा चल रहा था, he is going to Inter, and you're like ठीक है. And then एकदम से आता है कि Cabal is coming to Juventus. He's already on the train and something. I'm like, what? We were shocked. So we paid a little more, but we bought him. So that is like kind of a battle जो हुआ था उसके बीच.
Yeah, Mitul, unfortunately, थोड़ा कम time है तो तू तेरे thoughts over the next 5 minutes about the game, तेरे just general thoughts दे दे before we shift to Ajay bhai. As a Juventino, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a great game. Okay, like I enjoyed it, although it had many flaws in our team as well. But I'm very happy this time, this season, finally Juventus is showing that spirit that was lacking. We concede, it's okay. We are conceding, but we are not losing that composure कि हमें पता नहीं अब क्या कर रहा है. Which we lagged. कि when, like Allegri के साथ ये था कि अगर हम 1-0 lead लेते हैं, so we know how to play. But if we concede a goal, we don't know what to do next, how to react. But this team knows how to react, despite having so many young players and like entirely new team है यार. Like if you see only 1 or 2 players को देख के, no one was rooting for these players before. Like कोई fan favorites नहीं अभी in the team. Like last year तक we had all these players. Those अभी Vlahovic को you can say as a fan favorite. बाकी सबको still people are bringing loyalty धीरे-धीरे to them. And these guys that is why they're trying more to impress people. So I am very happy, especially Koense Kao, man. He was like mayhem. He was creating a mayhem on the wing. He kept the Inter defense busy, and then Yildiz is just showing his class to people finally. I'm very happy. He's slowly improving in every game. I thought defensively we could have done better because giving away 2 penalties in same game, and both are very stupid penalties. I think that is not expected of Juventus, but I think you have missed out on Bremer. तो ये थोड़ा सा composure lack आता है. Kalulu से I was not.
बस कल अपन दोनों की डिफेंडिंग देख के दिमाग मेरा जनरली खराब हो रहा था. But go ahead.
Like yesterday there were some great quality goals. Like Mkhitaryan strike was good. हमारा वो जो पूरा pass and McKennie and then Vlahovic scoring. But then there were some very awful goals also that got conceded. Inter's fourth goal could have been, I think, it should have been saved. Same with you. Like it is, एक goal तो ऐसा था कि like it was savable shot by Sommer. So I think it's a mix of emotions. It was a mix of nerves because the game was so open. I think I enjoyed it. I think every neutral will also enjoy. अगर हम दोनों enjoy कर रहे हैं, because there was a fight. And
वही बोल रहे हैं ना, योगेश तो इतना खुश था उसका, तू टेक्स्ट दे ग्रुप पे, वो तो नाच रहा है मस्त मतलब.
Yeah, I saw. But I think. Despite that, I feel we will be more happy than Inter. I feel.
Of course.
जो 4-4 हुआ ना, I think this is not something Juventus would have seen. Like fans would have seen कि 4-4 होगा. So I think we are more happy.
It felt like Juventus का victory हुआ, Inter हार गए because
that's the emotion.
If you notice last 10 minutes, it was Juventus जो try करे जा रहा था and Inter was running out of gas. और वो लग रहा था कि अब win आने वाली है. ऐसी feeling आ गई थी. In the head. I think, but
before we get पूरा देखते यार, of course इतने positives है यार. मेरे को तो especially as an outsider, as a neutral fan, मेरे लिए सबसे worrying concern है Fagioli. Confidence कम है, क्या है, position भी set नहीं हो रहे, right? Because वो थोड़ा आगे खेल रहा था, number 6 नहीं खेल रहा है. लोकाटेली तो बना दिया अपनी जगह यार, लोकाटेली बहुत अच्छा खेल
Locatelli
रहा है,
is too good.
resurgence
Yes,
हो
very
गया।
good,
तो
very good.
क्या लग रहा है यार फैजुली का क्या हो रहा है, मतलब उसका पोजीशन सेट नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब व्हाट इज,
I
बिकॉज़
think
इवेंचुअली डगलस लुइस आ जाएगा, कैफरन टूर, अगर वो लोग फॉर्म पकड़ लेंगे, फैजुली माइट बी जस्ट कंप्लीटली बेंच्ड।
डेफिनेटली आई थिंक मोटा के साथ जो अभी तक हमें दिख रहा है कि डिफेंस इज सॉर्टेड, अटैक हैज बीन गेटिंग सॉर्टेड आल्सो, ये प्लेयर तो काफी हाइलाइट हो रहे हैं, बट इफ यू सी द मिडफील्ड ही इज एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग अ लॉट। कुछ गेम में फैजुली इज प्लेइंग एज अ रजिस्टा, कुछ में वो ही इज नंबर 8, एंड देन वी हैव कूप माइनर्स, मतलब कितने सारे प्लेयर्स हैं एंड दे आर फाइटिंग, सो none of the midfielder except for Locatelli has shown like probably 8 out of 10 performance also so far. So I think uh, mix of, he's still trying, I think he's still trying to figure it out, and Fajoli ka, because if you see at Italy bhai wo alag hi khelta hai, like at Italy is too good, like I can't stop looking at him at Italy, he's performing very well, but when he comes to Juventus wo I think he's been trying, like I think they're trying to test his potential.
लास्ट इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक भी इटली के लिए बहुत खराब किया, वो सब ऑफ इनिशिएटिव।
लास्ट इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक में तो अच्छा
किया। Yeah, I agree. I think
but let me,
but he started well. First 2-3 games he was decent, so I think they're trying to test his potential कि कितना stretch तक हम इसको साथ experiment कर सकते हैं, and then they'll give him a desired place. Probably that is what is happening with him. Let's see. I'll give him time.
Fair enough. We will. So we got Mitul's assessment. थोड़ा brief में we'll take it on a regular stream because Ajay has to start a stream as well. फटाफट last comments ले लेता हूँ मैं. Sommer is among the Europe's top goalkeepers. Gatti is having. हाँ ये मैं पढ़ा था actually. I forgot. He's having some constant.
No wonder. I was surprised why is Gatti not starting. It's not possible.
Yeah. Exactly. परमेश्वर आपकी तरह मैं भी मायूस हूँ, लेकिन उम्मीद पर दुनिया कायम है, दिल दुख है। हाँ मतलब ये तो क्या एकदम शायरी बना दी, बट यार जस्ट
अजय भाई इरशाद
you can be optimistic bro यार, मतलब अभी बहुत लंबा सीजन है, चैंपियंस लीग में तो अच्छा कर ही रहे, it's not like our season has gone to shit, so be optimistic. हाँ so गौरव, I took your comment, yeah I took this as well. ये अजय भाई के स्ट्रीम पे बात करते हैं, बहुत फनी है. Sommer is done, Handa level, get Joseph Martinez. I won't say he's finished, but Joseph Martinez needs to play more. Yeah okay, Abhishek says Forza UA, I guess. Mitul तेरा कोई दोस्त होगा. Acerbi is twice the player Devra is. I agree.
मतलब at this age also.
Yeah. By the way, Acerbi and Chintan bhai are the same age. यार मेरे को देख के ही शॉक लगा. Chintan bhai looks so young. मेरे को दिमाग में आ गया.
But वो साले सेरिया चैंपियंस के लिए खेल रहा है, मैं देख इधर यार. Actually, the only reason why I'm not there is because मेरे को भी इंटर का फोन आया था. Can't be man, can't play for Inter. Too loyal to me.
Yes.
Devra was goated in Euros for sure, but है यार उसका errors है. Skabaka और रहते की fair play. Super Mario is back. Yeah, we saw that. Collier ella sign कर लेते. Is there any chance of Victor Osimhen coming back? No, Rajshekhar. It's
on
finished.
paper, he's on loan actually, right?
Yeah.
But I think Napoli is so well off without him. They're enjoying their time. They're like, we don't need you anymore. I think,
Yeah. ये तो अलग लेवल का disrespect हो गया. Ajay bhai will fight you.
Oh
I think
my God.
क्लासिको के बाद चेंज किया, बट दिस यार वो छोड़ दो यार. Just want to see new Mancini back in Serie A. वो रोमा के लिंक्स थे. It would be quite funny if he signs as the Roma coach. मजा आ जाएगा.
Param likes him very much. So
yeah, maybe. DCL bhai loves. Yeah, I can't stand the guy, but DCL bhai loves Arsenal. He should not hate Lord Pablo Mari then.
I hate Pablo Mari because I like Arsenal. So वो और नो टफ है.
Yeah, ये अच्छा है Inter Milan. Your job is to get more of these fans. Everyone, not just you, of course. Last 2-3 comment ले रहा हूँ. Mittul FC, of course, no doubts there. Nice to have you again, Indian football fan. Abhishek, any UA हिंदी नहीं भाई, हम लोग ही हिंदी में बात कर लेते हैं. हम लोग ही है exactly. देखो यार, हम लोग लैंग्वेज मिक्स अप करते क्योंकि थोड़ा ग्लोबल ऑडियंस है और थोड़े इंडियंस है जो हिंदी में इतना बात नहीं करते. So we mix it up. सिंपल बात है, तो आप हमें ही फॉलो कर लो. यूए फैंस है, मित्तुल इज अ यूए फैन भाई, वो तो हिंदी में बात कर लिया आपके साथ.
Also, अगर आपको आना है तो यू कैन जॉइन हमारी यूवेंटस की इंडिया चैट
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. हाँ वो I will start the Discord यार. मैं भी भूल जाता हूँ with work and everything. We will start the
every
Discord.
stream we talk this every stream. चालू कर रहे हैं.
We'll do it. Balotelli is a Genoa player. Yes, enjoy Krish. I don't know if you should be happy about it, but परम भाई एक्सेप्ट माय रिक्वेस्ट. इंस्टा, मेरा इंस्टा थोड़ा प्राइवेट है यार. मैं ट्विटर पे भेज दे मुझे रिक्वेस्ट. मैं इंस्टा पे लाइक पब्लिक यूज नहीं करता मैं. परम भाई ने आज जल्दी में फॉर्जा यूए कहाँ बोला मैंने? आई नेवर सेड इट. कुछ भी
बोला रिवाइंड करो बोला अभी तो अभी तूने कमेंट तो पढ़ा ना, अभी तूने
अरे oh
comment
shit,
तो
I fell for it. I fell for it. That was a trick. See, that was good. They, this is
अभी बोल
bad.
दे Roberto Mancini will go to Man United, वो भी बोल दे.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. I fell for it. मित्तुल स्वर्णिम भाई को लिंक भेज दे. Nice to have you, Anurag. Nice to see you tuning in from Bhopal.
Oh, love.
आना इम्पोर्टेंट है फॉर बालोटेली, कोई तो साइनिंग हो गई. बट गाइस, अजय भाई को अपना स्ट्रीम चालू करना है, सो वील स्विच ओवर देयर.
यहाँ पे आ जाइए.
वहाँ पे मत आते हैं.
In case you haven't subscribed, this is the video. We are going to go live in like 5 minutes. हम लोग चारों ही है, right? हम लोग we'll start the discussion specifically with Fiorentina and Roma. I know आप लोग का सारे जो comments हैं वहाँ लेके आना, वहाँ पे आपको करारा जवाब मिलेगा. And मैंने बहुत memes भी save किए हैं. Best meme को मिलेगा हिलाले लाज़ियो अवार्ड, very prestigious award. First time ये award दिया जा रहा है. तो अगर आपको last minute memes submit करना है तो link भेजिए. तो मैं I will take them into consideration. But yeah, come over here. We'll have fun talking about Fiorentina Roma.
Yeah, sure. और पहली बात तो यार ऑफसाइड टेक्स को भी सब्सक्राइब कर लो प्लीज. मित्तुल का चैनल है, अगेन उन्होंने भी अभी थोड़ी देर पहले स्ट्रीम किया था टॉकिंग अबाउट बैलेंड और. एंड प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू कैल्चियो चर्चा. थोड़ी देर से काउंट बढ़ नहीं रहा है, सो आई काइंड ऑफ ब्लेम आवर फॉलोअर्स कि तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो यार. क्या बोलते हो चिंतन भाई यार? नो वन स्प्रेडिंग द वर्ड.
स्प्रेड करो. इतना अच्छा तुमको मास्टरपीस दे दिया कल यार. डार्बी डाटा, टू ऑफ द मोस्ट प्राइज टीम्स इन सेरे, इतना अच्छा गेम खेल रहे भाई.
इमेजिन across Europe, probably the best game.
Eyeballs move from Arsenal, Liverpool यार, तो क्या गेम रहेगा guys. Please get us more people. Please tag GXR भाई. Please GXR को बताओ अपने
GXR को तो भाई.
Guys, please, there is no Serie A. Like on a very serious note, they are doing a lot of La Liga. They are doing an amazing job when it comes to La Liga and all. But they need to do a lot of Serie A products also. So we are there to help them. हम लोग तो उनको टैग करते ही रहते हैं. But guys, please help us. Tag them so that our word gets there and so we can give you better product.
I agree. Very well said, Chintan bhai. Or Anirudh, it's good it was not on the same day. And just very closely, Sassuolo has to be one team because they might be second, but they're looking extremely consistent from what I've watched.
I want Palermo.
Yeah. So, यही मैं पहना है Palermo and they're.
No, I love it.
Yeah, but I think we'll close. We'll go to Ajay bhai's stream because Ajay bhai को चालू करना है. He needs to rant over there. So ciao guys, please subscribe, like and share. We'll see you very soon. शायद मिलान नापोली preview के लिए very soon we'll see you. Maybe tomorrow or
in the meantime switch to the other side.
Yeah, switch over to Ajay's channel. We'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.